Good morning. Can give a synopsis of what we're going to be discussing in Hashem tonight. We will be finishing Bezras Hashem the Ragatchover on whether the Golem is able to be used for a Minyan or not. So, to recap, so far we basically have that a Golem is not considered a Metzias, being that he's basically a comprised possession. He's a tziruf, he's a combination of the names of Hashem, so he's not a real existence. However, we brought from the Gemara Sanhedrin that the meat that came down for Admar Rishon, and as well we brought a proof from the Slav, from the meat that came down for the Eden in the desert. That proves that they're actually in existence, because from the different Gemaras, they needed Shechita, B, as we'll see from the Tosfos and Chulin, that they actually needed Kisei Adam. Basically, Kisei Adam could only be brought from, it says, that you have to cover it, you have to cover the blood of the animal. You have to cover it with earth. What type of earth? Any earth that is able to grow plants from it. If it doesn't grow plants, then you can't cover it with it. So in the desert, technically, it can't grow anything. So therefore, maybe you're not able to grow stuff with it. But being that once the Jews came there, it came in the category of something that is able to grow. So therefore, although the Slav came down from heaven, is actually a true existence. Then the Rambam brings a different proof from Bikurim, where it says to view that you need to bring from your land, and therefore chutz la'aretz, if let's say a wind came and picked up all the wheat from a ship and dropped it on the ground, and it grew. You wouldn't be bringing Bikurim from that, because it's not from it wasn't really actually planted by the person. Is it planted? Hold on. Yeah, so the wind came and picked up those kernels of wheat and planted them. So it wasn't the action of the person that planted them. It was the wind. So technically, it's not a true existence. You can't do katsira with that. Then he brings also from later on in the Gemara in Menachos. What we just mentioned is Gemara as Menachos Amachtes Amud Beis, and then you have Pei Gimel, where we bring down that about Chala. About Kabbanis Tzibur, about Chadash. So in the desert, technically, even though it says when you're going to come to Eretz Yisrael, so basically only when they came to Eretz Yisrael were they mechuyev Omer and all of that. But it comes out over here that being that when they were in the desert, they were also mechuyev. So what basically comes out is that in the desert, although it wasn't an actual land per se, but when they came there, it became an actual land. So therefore, they were able to do shechita. They were able to cover the blood of the chicken that they shechted, as we brought down from Chulin, that it needed shechita. So we say don't read of Vayishtachu Barina Vayishchatu, that they had to do, the Slav needed shechita. But over here, the Omer isn't real Metzias. So about this love, the Ragatchover says Nimtza Kacha comes out as follows: the Basar Mana Shemayim Avazem Metzias. So the meat from heaven is considered an existence, and that's why the Gemara has the suffix of if you're Yaitse. I forgot, I have to go check that up again. There's that piece that's not so clear yet. That's why the Gemara has that suffix in Menachos. However, by Sa'idim and by Imer Sa'idim and by Ktsira, over there it's not a real. Over there it's just a limit. It's not a true. It's a Maila in. It's the Etzem Davar, meaning the fact that the Yidden came there to the Midbar, that turned it into a land, so therefore they were able to do those type of things. But without that Lule, the Yidden being there, it would not be that. But over here he finishes off, they say if Yitzira, but where it's created, you say if Yitzira ain't all of Shum Gedem Mitzias Tzura Ladin, it does not have any true form, true existence. This that Rabbah told, what's his name, told this Golem, go back to where you came from. And that's what it means. That's why Rabbah was able to tell him to go back where he came from, because he wasn't in real existence. Because he wasn't in real existence, it wasn't considered that he killed him. The same question in a sense of the way the Chacham Tzvi has it, but they each have their way that we mentioned in the first video and second video. So this is the synopsis. Basically, the meat that came down is a true existence, and we basically want to say there are other cases where we'll technically bring up a similarity, but over there it's referring to the essential factor of it, quintessence of the thing, like by Omer, and the thing that the ground by Omer and by Kitzir, by Omer Sa'irim and Chala, where over there, at the time frame that the Yidden were there, the essence of the desert wasn't a desert. It became a place that is able to plant, to grow. However, over here, the Golem is not at all in existence. Mr. Hashem, tonight we will recap and go through everything in detail. Have a wonderful day.